What's going on, everyone? Juicebags here, and welcome back to the channel. So, the Hunter has been out on PC and PlayStation for several days now. Xbox players, don't fret, it will get there soon. It's still in certification. No idea of exactly when it will launch yet, but it could be any moment, or it could be as long as like Monday or Tuesday. So sadly, we just don't have any information available yet for Xbox players since it is tied up in a certification process. Now today I wanted to talk about the Hunter and his defenses. And, you know, everyone wants to know what is the best Hunter defense. Well, if you ask multiple people, they're very likely to all give you different answers. One thing I will say, which one is definitely not the Hunter's best defense, is the Sonic Bat, and that's kind of a little bit of a bummer. It's got a super cool looking projectile, however, it's got a little bit of weird targeting. The projectile itself will pass right through terrain, however, it sometimes will attack at some strange angles, making the projectile miss massive amounts of enemies. Additionally, even though the projectile will go through terrain, it won't target through terrain. So, like, the projectile would pass through that easily, but it won't take a shot because it can't see the enemies. Now, the Spectral Knight is an absolute beast, 30 DU. The Gargoyles are an absolute beast. They are a trap-type defense, so you can use these in ways that you would use a lot of traps in the game, and they're just absolutely mean. And then a lot of people are having some fun with the Werewolf Commander, there's no doubt there. Now, as far as general purpose farming, I don't think I could say, or anyone realistically could say, what they think is the best Hunter defense at this point in the game. But I can tell you what my favorite one is, and it's kind of a surprise, but my favorite so far is the Spectral Knight. It's 30 DU, so it gets really nice upgrade value. You don't have to put any range on it, assuming that you're using a range pylon and diffusion. So, of course, with 30 DU, you're able to spam a bunch of them. So the best thing you could do is buff them all up. So with no range at all, you're still going to get to the range cap just by using range pylon and diffusion on them. These things shred. They got a crazy good targeting path. They will attack through walls. They've got the wall hacks, and they just are super, super useful on clearing multiple lanes. With that super wide targeting path like that, I mean, they are going to just hit enemies all over the place. So if you've got two lanes that are even in some cases fairly far apart, you are likely to be able to clear all the bads no problem by sharing lanes or splitting lanes with the Spectral Knight. Now, for me, I am going with the usual defense rate, anti-melee and anti-chaos. No Piercer Servo is required on this one. As with just about every defense, mass destruction and destruction is going to be the super double stack. And then you've got a few options for your third shard slot. Of course, you could do something like power transfer if you wanted to get the crit jacked up. You could do a vamp, and then we've got two different Hunter-specific shards for it. We got Frosty Blades. This one's quite nice. Enemies attacked by Spectral Knights move at 60% speed while taking 20% extra frost damage for 3.5 seconds. So getting a little bit of CC plus applying an element. That's just kind of a nice combo. This is not ice damage. This is frost damage, so you're not going to be proccing freeze combos off of it. But it does do quite well with applying the slow and that chill effect. So, yeah, just really, really good. Now, if you haven't found this one yet, that one, of course, is a Chaos 8 shard. You can pick this bad boy up in Chaos 2. Spectral Amplification increases the defense range and increases the AoE of its attacks. Now, of course, we're already getting to the range cap for free. So if you're running a build where you can't use diffusion and range pylon, or one or the other, and you feel like you need more range, this would be a go-to. It's going to give you that wider AoE and then more range as well. And you'll certainly, with either a diffusion or a range pylon, you're still going to get to the cap just by using that one shard. So a few good options there on the Spectral Knight. I just really like the utility of it with that wide path in being able to cover multiple lanes. You can make some super fun turtle builds. Just a couple of examples for you with that. Here we are on the Wild West. We got the 3 main paths. We got multiple actual lanes, of course, but we've got a path down here. We've got the big old quad path in the middle, and then we've got another path coming over this lane. Well, just doing something like this not only covers, but clears all 3 lanes. And then on a map like this, where there's just a ton of DU available, I mean, you can even go something like this. I've had success with going even something like this because there's just so much DU, and it's a relatively inexpensive defense. But you can go as many as 8 each way, which of course is just crazy, right? And then you could go another 8 this way. Is that all of them? No, we need one more. And then you can still get like your range pylon in. You do have to get real close with your buff beam to fit in a full 8 stack. But, you know, there is a little bit of room. There's a little room to play. Additionally, you could even get rid of the 2 on each end and throw in a couple of like gargoyles in there. And then, of course, rinse and repeat up here and do the same thing. So we've got the super wide targeting, and it will clear just wide areas. Another really fun example is like here on the Farest biome, where you can go something like this with a big super stack of these Spectral Knights, and then down below, take a look at where your Spectral Knight line is going to. So it's only attacking to about right here, and then drop a wall right there. And same thing over on this side. Try to get that line of where the last Spectral Knight is going to attack, like maybe say right there. And a super stack of Spectral Knights will clear this entire center area, leaving you lots and lots of extra DU to like completely automate the boss lane or whatever. So lots of good stuff with the Spectral Knight for sure. So the Spectral Knight is definitely one of my favorite defenses from the Hunter. There's no doubt about it. Now, I don't believe that the Spectral Knight will hold up in any like super end onslaught like floor 945 plus and super high survival. They're just not going to compete with some of the other damaging defenses. But as far as general purpose farming, rolling through expeditions or whatever, you can spam these guys down real quick, and they do a hell of a job clearing lanes for you. But that will do it for now. Let me know down below, what is your favorite defense from the Hunter so far? That will do it for this time. Thanks a ton for watching, and I will see you soon.